Welcome to Postcolonial Space. I'm Masood Raja. And today I have a brief explanation about my videos on Paulo Freire. And I had incorporated these thoughts in several of my videos, but I thought I should have a standalone video to explain it further. Every now and then I get a comment from a viewer that points to the very irony of teaching Paulo Freire through these recorded videos, which I pointed out earlier to kind of defies the whole idea of dialogic education and top-down education. And it was a serious decision I had to make before I started recording these videos. And then I realized that if I acknowledged the non-dialogic nature of these lectures, maybe, it will make sense to people, and it does to a lot of people. So it goes without saying that Freire is about praxis, right? And that the best possible use of Freire's work is to actually do it in the field. But talking about the book itself, not as a top-down understanding of it, but just my understanding of it, I thought was useful because it will then initiate a dialogue. And it happens all the time, right? People post comments to whatever I might have said. I respond to them. So in a way, in a modern sense, that dialogue continues. But what I do want to point out is that in this entire process of recording these over 50 videos, reading the book from page 1 to where we are right now, I have never ever presupposed that I am an authority on Freire and you are supposed to be passive listeners. Actually, if you watch every single video, shares my tentative ideas and understanding of the book, but leaves it open to you. But despite all that, the non-dialogic nature of that experience is pretty obvious to me, because at the end of the day, it's still me talking and you not present to respond to my saying or even participate directly. And I personally feel like that's a price I'm willing to pay for the sake of initiating a conversation about Paulo Freire and his work, and especially about pedagogy of the oppressed. And as I always have encouraged you, who all are following this series, that your comments are not just welcome, they're actually necessary to help us learn more. Now, in my real life as a teacher, and of course as someone who talks to people, I practice the things that I've discussed about the book, and most of the times my teaching has always been dialogic. But just to clarify, if you're watching my Paulo Freire videos and if you see that disconnect between the Freirean dialogical education, right, and then the slightly banking method of delivery that this medium forces me to use, just remember that I am aware of the irony, and that in deciding to record these videos and sharing them with you, that was one of the main concerns for me. And it still bothers me that this comes across as a one-way conversation, but my hope is that despite this one-way conversation about the book, recorded videos, that you can still benefit from this and have a conversation with the book and have a conversation with me. But please let me know what you think. Of course, I'm not going to stop. I will finish the book, but I thought I should address this concern because several people have pointed it out over the time that I've been recording the videos. So once again, I'm aware of the irony of talking about Paulo Freire in recorded videos because of the lack of the direct dialogue between me and you. But remember, you have the right and the privilege to dialogue with me through the comments, posing questions, asking questions, but also sharing your thoughts and experiences. So maybe that would help it make more dialogic. Another thing besides the comments that makes this experience dialogic is your participation. Remember, you came to this channel looking for Paulo Freire. You came with a desire to learn more about Paulo Freire. And that already defies the top-down model where students come to class, but the teacher offers the knowledge. The mere fact that you did a search on YouTube and looked up Paulo Freire or looked up Pedagogy of the Oppressed already presupposes that you are active participants in this learning process because you came looking for it. And so since you came looking for it, your approach to these videos is extremely active approach, right? Because you had no reason to do so unless you had the desire to learn more about Paulo Freire. So I think that's a little bit of another saving grace for these videos, that you sought some knowledge about Pedagogy of the Oppressed. That's all. Thank you so much for being a part of my life, especially for supporting this series on Paulo Freire, and I will continue to record these videos and hope to finish the book soon. Thank you, and as always, peace and love.